Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. Today we are just going to continue with exercise 3.1. In the previous classes we have just completed sum number 11 from exercise 3.1. Yes children? So today we are going to complete the last sum from exercise 3.1, that is the 12th sum. So get ready with your classwork children. Take down your classwork. Write down today's date. Take down your classwork. Write down today's date. Take down the last question from exercise 3.1. Sum number 12. Eliminate theta from the equations a sec theta minus c tan theta is equal to b and b sec theta plus d tan theta is equal to c. Take down the question children. Write neatly children. Sum number 12. Eliminate theta from the equations a sec theta minus c tan theta is equal to b and b sec theta plus d tan theta is equal to c. Have you taken on the questions? Okay, let's go for the answer children. So from exercise 3.1, we are going to do the last sum, that is sum number 12. So write down the equation. What is given to you? A sec theta minus c tan theta is equal to b. This is one of the equation given to you. So write this as number 1. A sec theta minus c tan theta is equal to b. And one more equation is given to us. B sec theta plus d tan theta is equal to c. Okay, so these are the two equations which are given to us. And what is the question? They are saying that you have to eliminate theta. So what is in the equation? You have theta present in the equation. Yes, we have a theta in the equation and the question is to eliminate. What is the meaning of eliminate? Eliminate means you are going to remove. What is the meaning of eliminate? Remove theta. Getting my point children? So what are we going to do? We are just going to work out on these equations and we are going to remove the theta from the equation. That is what we have to do. Are you getting my point children? Okay. So let's start with the work. Have you taken on the equation? Name the equation as 1 and 2. Come on, write down. A sec theta minus c tan theta is equal to b and b sec theta plus d tan theta is equal to c. Okay. So now what are we going to do here is, we are just going to eliminate some of the terms. So how are we going to do here? Just see children. Now here you have a function sec theta and here you have a function sec theta. But just see the coefficient here. What is the coefficient here? It's a. And what is the coefficient here? It's b. So now what are we going to do is, we are just going to multiply by b to equation 1 and you are going to multiply by a to equation 2. Come on, let's go for the sum. Write down here, multiply equation 1. Okay, so I am going to multiply equation 1 by b and equation 2 by, here what I am going to do, I am just going to exchange them. So here a and here b. So first equation I am going to multiply by b and the second equation I am going to multiply by a. So multiply equation 1 by b and equation 2 by a. Okay, let's see what we get over here. So we are going to multiply by b. When you multiply by b, just remember that you are going to multiply by b to each and every term. So what you get here? AB, see here I am multiplying by b. So AB sec theta, okay, minus. Now this is c, yes. So it becomes BC tan theta. And here you are going to multiply by b. So b into b is b square. So I'll put here b square. So take down this equation as number 3. So we have formed a new equation. So what is the new equation? AB sec theta minus BC tan theta is equal to b square. Are you clear with the third equation children? Okay. Now come on for the fourth one. Come on, try out for the fourth one. So go for the next equation. Come on, multiply the second equation by a. What are we going to do? We are just going to multiply by a. Let us do the multiplication. So you get here AB sec theta. See here children, very simple thing. I am just going to multiply by a. AB sec theta plus, here I am going to multiply by A. So D tan theta. Getting the point, children? Now, what do you have here? C, and you have to multiply by A. So you get AC. So put this as number 4. So you get a new equation. AB sec theta plus AD tan theta is equal to AC. Are you clear, children? Okay. Now let's try to simplify this to equation. Now just see, we have the same term with the same sign. If you have a same term and the same sign, you have to follow the subtraction. So use a subtraction as a main sign, and whenever you do the subtraction, remember the sign of the second term should change. The plus will change to minus, the plus will change to minus, and the plus will change to minus. This is a very important step you have to follow when you go for the subtraction. When you go for addition, no need to worry about the sign. But if you go for the subtraction, remember to change the sign of the second part. So the plus changes to minus, the plus changes to minus, and the plus changes to minus. Okay, children? Okay, now let's see the further simplifications. So here what can be done? AB sec theta minus AB sec theta gets cancelled. What is left here? Minus BC tan theta. Because we cannot go for the simplification here, we don't have a number. If you have a number, you can just go for the subtraction or addition. Just write down the terms as it is. Minus BC tan theta. I'll just write down here. Minus BC tan theta minus AD tan theta. Write down properly, children. Do not make mistakes. So what is left here? Minus BC tan theta. And what is left here? Minus AD. Do not take plus sign, children. You have to take the minus sign. You have to take the new sign. Minus AD tan theta. And what is here now? It's B square minus AC. So what you have got here? Minus BC tan theta minus AD tan theta is equal to B square minus AC. Okay, children? Now, let us state on this equation. So what you have? Minus BC tan theta minus AD tan theta. This is equal to B square minus AC. Okay, this is what we have. Now just see these terms. We have tan theta common. So we are going to take tan theta common. So I'll be taking the minus sign also common. We have minus, minus. So minus sign will be taken as common, and also you are going to take tan theta common. Okay, children? So let's take common minus tan theta. Okay. So what are we going to take common here? We are going to take minus common and also tan theta. Okay. Now I have taken the common part. Now tell me what is left here. What is left here? Yes, BC is left. Good. And what is left here? AD. Okay. But just tell me the sign, children. What is the sign here? Here what is done? Here we are taking the minus sign common. Okay. So when you take the minus sign common, you have to change the sign. Remember to change the sign. So minus BC is turned to plus BC. And same manner, minus AD will change to plus AD. So you get BC plus AD is equal to B square minus AC. The RHS part is as it is. No need to worry about the RHS. You have to keep it the same. Clear? Are you clear with the step, children? Okay, let me explain you once again. So what is left here? Minus BC tan theta minus AD tan theta. So now what is common here? Tan theta is common. Okay. And one more thing is common. What is that? Minus is common. So what are we doing over here? We are going to take minus common. So when you take minus common, the sign changes. So minus BC will change to BC. Minus AD will change to plus AD. This is equal to B square minus AC. Okay. Now, let me write the answer in terms of tan theta. So, minus tan theta is equal to B square minus AC upon, this will go down. This is BC plus AD. Here, very simple thing, this part goes to the RHS. BC plus AD is in the form of multiplication. So, when it goes to the RHS side, it will turn into division. So, minus tan theta is equal to B square minus AC upon BC plus AD. I don't want a minus sign with tan theta. So, what I am going to do is, I am just going to multiply by minus. So, this will become tan theta is equal to, the minus sign comes to this side. Okay, children? So, minus of B square minus AC upon BC plus AD. Are you clear with this step? I hope you are clear with this step, yes, children? So now what I'm doing, I'm just keeping minus tan theta over here and I'm going to take the term with tan theta to the RHS. So BC plus AD, when it goes to the RHS, it will be in the form of division. So B square minus AC upon BC plus AD. Now I have here a negative sign. I don't want a negative sign with tan theta. So I'm just going to take this negative sign to that side. So I'll get tan theta is equal to minus, and remember whenever you're using a minus, try to write the terms in a bracket to avoid confusion. So tan theta is equal to minus of B square minus AC upon BC plus AD. Therefore, tan theta is equal to, now this is minus B square minus minus plus AC, okay, upon BC plus AD. I'll just try to write down in a proper way because I have first term as negative, okay. We never keep the first term as negative. So try to interchange the numbers. I'll get tan theta is equal to AC minus B square upon BC plus AD. So I'll just take down this as number 5. Yes. So we started with the first and the second equation. We have just multiplied the first equation by B, the second equation by A. Then what we have done here, we have eliminated the terms and we have found the value for tan theta. What is the value for tan theta, children? It's AC minus B square upon BC plus AD. I hope you are clear with this step. Okay, just complete the step, children. Write down neatly. Do not miss any steps. Have you completed? Okay. So now we use this equation and we found the answer in terms of tan theta. Okay. So now what are we going to do? Again, we are going to use the same equation and we are going to find out the value for sec theta. Let's see how to find out the answer. I'll just keep this equation for my reference. Do not repeat this equation, children. So after completing this step, you are going to write down one more step over here. So now here, what I am going to do? Just see here. So in the previous cases, we tried to cancel sec theta, okay. So now here, that is for the second type, I am going to cut this part. That is, I am going to eliminate tan theta. I don't want tan theta. So what are you going to do? Okay, you have to just see the coefficients of tan theta. What is the coefficient of tan theta here? C. Okay. What is the coefficient of tan theta here? D. Very simple thing. Just exchange them. So what are you going to do? You are going to multiply equation 1 by D. Yes. And you are going to multiply equation 2 by C. Just exchange the coefficients. Very simple thing. Multiply by C to equation 2 and multiply by D to equation 1. Okay, children? Okay, let's go for the work. Come on. Come on, do the work. So multiply equation 1 by D. You're just going to exchange the coefficients of tan theta by D and equation 2 by C. Come on, do the multiplication, children. I just give you some time. Complete the step. Come on, multiply the equations by D and C. I hope you have completed your work. Are you ready with the step, children? Okay, now let's check the answers. Come on, let us check the answer. So the first equation is multiplied by D. So what I get here? AD sec theta minus CD tan theta is equal to BD. Very simple thing. Yes, just multiply by D. So AD sec theta minus CD tan theta is equal to BD. So you have to multiply by D to each and every term. Okay, I'll give this as number 6. Already I have used that 5 years, children. So I'll put this as 6. Let's go for the next one. Equation 2 by C. So BC sec theta plus DC tan theta. You can write DC or you can write CD. They are one and the same. 2 into 3 or 3 into 2. You get the same answer. So no need to worry about DC, okay? It is one and the same like CD. So you get DC tan theta and this is equal to C square. Equation 2 by C. So C into C is equal to C square. Getting my point, children? Okay. So we got two equations, number 6 and number 7. Okay. We are just going to simplify it further. Now just see here, children. This is AD sec theta minus CD tan theta is equal to BD. That is the sixth equation. And BC sec theta plus DC tan theta is equal to C square. Now here, just see this term. They are same term. This is CD tan theta and this is DC. I have told you that CD and DC are one and the same. Now they are the same terms with different sign. So what are you going to do? You have to do addition. When you have the same term with different sign, you have to do addition. When you have the same term with the same sign, if the signs are same, you have to do the subtraction. Getting my point? Okay. So here I'll cancel. So since we are going to do with the addition part, no need to change the sign. So this will be AD sec theta plus BC sec theta. I've just taken on these terms. AD sec theta plus BC sec theta is equal to BD plus C square. Since we are going for the addition. So no need to worry about the sign. AD sec theta plus BC sec theta, BD plus C square. Are you clear, children? Now, try to write down this equation. So what I'm going to do here, so I'll write therefore, AD sec theta plus BC sec theta is equal to BD plus C square. This is what we get. Yes, children? Now, just see the common part here. What is common here? Sec theta can be taken as common. So write down sec theta. What is left here? AD. Okay. What is the main sign here? Plus. What is this term left here? BC. That is if I take sec theta common, what is left here? BC. Okay. So I get AD plus BC. Sec theta AD plus BC. This is equal to BD plus C square. Very simple thing. And I want the answer in terms of sec theta. So I'll just take this term, that is AD plus BC, to the RHS part. So when it goes to this side, it is in the form of multiplication. Multiplication will change into division. You get sec theta is equal to BD plus C square upon AD plus BC. This is what you get when you simplify the second, that is 6 and 7. So you can just take this as number 8. We have taken till 6 and 7. Yes, children? So you can take the value for sec theta as 8. BD plus C square upon AD plus BC. Write down the steps, children. So we have found the value for tan theta and also we have found the value for sec theta. Now, the thing is we have to eliminate theta. I don't want theta. So we have tan theta. That means I have theta still present. I have theta still present. So here also theta is present and in equation that is we found the answer for tan theta. There also theta is present. So what are we going to do is we are going to use the identity. We have already studied the identities in our class 10. Yes, children? What was the identity that we have studied? We have seen that sec square theta minus tan square theta. So just write down here using identity, or you can write down using trigonometric identities. Using trigonometric identity, sec square theta minus tan square theta, or you can say secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. So this is the identity that we have studied in our lower classes. So we are going to use this identity. Okay. So let me substitute the value for sec theta and let me put the value for tan theta. What is the value for sec theta, children? It's BD plus C square upon AD plus BC. So put here, therefore BD plus C square upon AD plus BC This is square. So you have to put here square. Sec square theta. Square, that means 2 times. So you know only the value for sec theta. So you have to write down this value, the whole square. Getting my point? Okay, now let's write the value for tan square theta, children. What is the value for tan theta? Yes, it was AC minus B square upon AD plus BC, the whole square. Again, the whole square. Because we know the value for tan theta, but here it's square. So AC minus B square upon AD plus BC, the whole square, is equal to 1. Is it clear, children? So we have just substituted the value for secant theta and tan theta. Still the work is there. Just see now, children. Now when you just use this identity, what happens here? Can you find the theta over here? No, we don't have any theta. That means we have eliminated theta, as we have removed theta. The only thing is we have to just simplify it further and we are going to complete our sum. Let's go for the further steps. So write down here. So what you have? Just see here, children. So this is square. So I'm going to square the numerator and the denominator part. Therefore, BD plus C square square upon AD plus BC square. Square is given to the numerator separately and the denominator separately. So BD plus C square square, AD plus BC square minus, again here, AC minus B square square upon AD plus BC square is equal to 1. Are you clear, children? What I have done, you have a square term, yes? The square is given to numerator and denominator. BD plus C square the whole square. AD plus BC the whole square. Similarly here, AC minus B square the whole square. AD plus BC the whole square. This is equal to 1. Now just look at this expression carefully. You have the same denominator. Yes, children? Yes, see? AD plus BC the whole square. AD plus BC the whole square. If you have the same denominator, we can take the numerator together. Let's take the numerator together. BD plus C square square minus AC minus B square square. I have taken the numerator together. I am going to write the denominator as a single denominator. AD plus BC square is equal to 1. Very simple thing. Taken the numerator together and writing a common denominator. This is equal to 1. I'll cross multiply now. Therefore, BD plus C square the whole square minus AC minus B square square is equal to AD plus BC the whole square. Are you clear, children? Very simple thing. We have a common denominator. So what we have done? We have taken the numerator together. Now you have here 1, okay? So I'm just cross multiplying the denominator over there. So I get BD plus C square the whole square minus AC minus B square the whole square is equal to AD plus BC the whole square. We can stop the answer over here, or we can just have one more step. You can say therefore BD plus C square the whole square is equal to, the minus when it goes to the RHS it turns to be plus. AD plus BC the whole square. This is minus, so it turns to be plus AC minus B square square. So this is the answer. Highlight your answer. So what do you get here? BD plus C square the whole square is equal to AD plus BC square plus AC minus B square the whole square. I hope you people are clear. Now you may feel the sums are lengthier. Yes, children? This was a big sum, but this type of sums will be asked for 5 mark questions. So you have to be thorough. Here very simple thing, we just used 3 different things. So first of all, we took the given equation, we eliminated one term. That is, we eliminated the one term, and what we got the answer in term of tan theta. Then again you multiplied with the coefficients and you got the answer in terms of sec theta. That was your second step. And the third step is you are using the trigonometric identity. So when you put the trigonometric identity, what happens is automatically what happens? There is no theta in the answer. You don't have anyway theta. That is what we needed. What was the question? The question was eliminate theta. What is the meaning of eliminate theta? Eliminate theta means remove theta. I have removed theta. Getting my point? Yes. So this was the sum number 12. Just complete your answer, children. You have to just go on practicing the sums, children. If you just go on practicing, you'll get an idea how to do the sums. So have a habit of practicing all the sums. Okay. Have you completed? Shall we move to the next part? Okay. Now, we are going to start with the next topic. That is, we are just going to talk about a radian measure. I just want you people to give the heading as points to remember. Shall I rub the part, children? Have you taken on the answers? Just take it on fast. Okay. Let's start with the next part. Give the heading points to remember. This is for exercise 3.2. So for exercise 3.2, you want to know some of the points, so that we are going to deal over here. So write on the first point. You can just come to page 93. Children, refer page 93 from your maths textbook. Stay down page 93. Have you taken down page 93? Okay, come on. Let's write on the first point. The first point is given in page 93, the first box. Can you see a box over there, children? Definition 3.1. Okay, that's what you are going to write down as the first point. Write on the first point. They have given you the definition for a radian measure. Write on the radian measure of an angle is the ratio of the arc length it subtends to the radius of the circle in which it is the central angle. Right on. The radian measure of an angle is the ratio of the arc length it subtends to the radius of the circle in which it is the central angle. Then you have to write down the next line also, children. Consider a circle of radius r. So what is it? What you have to consider here? You have to consider a circle, and they have given the radius as r. Let S be the arc length. So you have to use a small s. Okay, do not use a capital S. We have to use a small s. Let S be the arc length subtending an angle theta at the center. So you get theta is equal to, so what is the definition for theta? Arc length upon radius, which is equal to S upon R radians. That is, we get the answer in terms of radian. I have told you that whenever you write an angle, we have two ways of writing the angle. One is degree. We write the answer in the form of degree, or we write the angle in the form of radian. Okay, suppose you have 30 degree means this is the angle written in terms of degree. 30 degree. We are using a degree. I just can write down this in terms of radian. How can you write down this in terms of radian? The value for 30 degrees, pi by 6. How you get pi by 6? Just multiply by, see here, this is very simple. Just what is the value for pi? It's 180 upon 6. So what is the answer you get here? 30 degree. So the 30 degree is in the degree form and pi by 6 is in the radian form. So two ways of writing the angle. One is in the degree form and one is in the form of a radian. So how can you write 30 degree? Pi by 6. How can you write 90 degree? Pi by 2. Pi is what? 180. So 180 upon 2 gives you 90. So this is the degree form and this is the radian form. Getting my point, children? I hope you are clear with the difference between a degree and a radian. Okay, good. Come on, let us write on the first point. I hope you are taking on the first point, children. Write on the points. So write down the definition. The radian measure of an angle. The radian measure of an angle is the ratio of the, okay, so what is the radian measure? Is the ratio of the arc length its substance. Ratio of the arc length its substance to the radius of the circle to the radius of the circle in which it is the central angle. In which it is the central angle. You can just refer your textbook also, children. So I'm just taking the definition from the book only. You can just you have to write down one more points also. Continue the points. Consider a circle of, just continued, it's not a next point. Consider the circle of radius r and let S be the arc length. Okay. So r is the radius and S is the arc length. Let S be the arc length subtending angle theta at the center. So you are going to consider a circle of radius r and the arc length will be taken as S. And what is the angle subtended? The angle subtended will be theta. So we have to write down the value for theta now. Then theta is equal to arc length upon radius. So what is the formula for theta? Arc length upon radius. We have taken arc length as S, radius as r. So we can write down S is equal to r theta. So mostly we are going to use this formula. See here, children. So what you get here? Theta is equal to S upon r. Therefore, yes, I want the answer in terms of S. So S will be theta into r, or you can say r theta. So write down the answer. So theta is equal to S upon r. So S is equal to r theta. Okay. Okay, let me explain you what is the meaning of radian measure. So what is the meaning of a radian measure? A radian measure is taken as theta. What is theta? It is a radian measure. And how are you going to define a radian measure? It is written as a ratio. Now what do you mean by ratio, children? Ratio means in the form of numerator upon denominator is 2. We have already studied in our lower classes. Yes. So ratio of what? The radian measure of an angle is the ratio of the arc length. Ratio of arc length, its substance to the radius. So what are you going to do? You are going to take the ratio of the arc length and the radius. So theta is taken as ratio. This is called as ratio. That is numerator upon denominator. So theta is equal to arc length upon radius. And how have you denoted arc length? Arc length is denoted as S. You have to use a small s upon radius. You know how to write radius, children? We use a small r. So what is the value for theta? Theta is equal to s upon r. I don't want the answer in terms of theta. I want the answer in terms of s. So s is equal to r into theta. That is r theta. Have you taken on the first point? Complete the first point, children. So s is equal to r theta. Okay, let's go for the second point. Right up. In the product r theta. Okay, suppose you are finding this value. Okay, in the product r theta, theta must be always in radians. So this is the condition for theta. Remember, you should always write down the angle in terms of radians. Okay, you are not going to write the angle in terms of degree. You cannot write 30 degree. No, this is not allowed. You have to write the answer as pi by 6. You are going to write down the angle in terms of radian, not in terms of degree. Getting my point? So in the product r theta, theta must be always in radians. Right on the second point, it's very simple point, yes? Right on the second point. But these are the very important points you have to remember. If you know these problems, we can just go with our 3.2 very easily. We can complete our 3.2 easily. Have you taken on the second point, children? Okay, let's go for the third point. If, listen to me, if you have to change the degree in terms of radians, if degree has to be converted into radians, if degree has to be converted, if I want to convert a degree into radian, how I am going to do? If degree has to be converted into radian, multiply by pi by 180. This is the point which is not in the textbook, children. This I have just given you the points, so take on this point properly. If degree has to be converted into radian, then multiply. Okay, just put here then, so that the statement will be looking properly. If degree has to be converted into radian, then multiply by pi by 180. Is it clear? So we will be just using these points in our exercise, so that you will be clear with this point. Okay, children? So just stay on this point. If degree has to be converted into radian, multiply by pi by 180. Okay, just go for the last point, children. One more point. Let's stay on one more point, the last point. Now, so here I have given you how to change degree into radian. Yes. Now write down for radian into degree. If radian has to be converted, into degree, then multiply by 180 upon pi. Very simple. Just take the reciprocal of it. Here we took pi by 180. Yes. So if you are going to change from radian to degree, multiply by 180 upon pi. Just the reciprocal. So this was the 4th point, children. So only you have 4 points over here. Okay, let us have a small recap of the points. What have we seen? So in the 4 points, first thing, we saw the definition for radian measure. What is the definition for radian measure? Theta is equal to ratio of, what was the ratio? Yes, good. Arc length upon radius. So what is the value for S? S is equal to R theta. This was our point number 1. Okay, so this is first point. And what I have told you, the product R theta will be always in radians. You cannot write the value in terms of degree. The third point is, if you are going to change degree into radian, you have to multiply by pi by 180. Clear? Do not forget this, children. And if you are going to change radian into degree, you are going to multiply by 180 upon pi. So these are the important points you have to remember. Are you clear with all the 4 points, children? Okay, good. Come on, let's move to exercise 3.2. Take down exercise 3.2 and take on the first question. Come on. Take on the first question. What is the first question given to you? Express each of the following angles in radian measure. Write down the first question. Express each of the following angles in radian measures. What is the first question? Yes. The first one is 30 degree. So now here the angle is given in terms of degree, and what is the question? They are asking you to change this degree in terms of radians. You are going to convert degree in terms of radians. So how are you going to convert degree into radians? Multiply by pi by 180. So write down here, therefore 30 into pi by 180. I'll just say here, this is equal to. Don't write therefore, you write equal to. So equal to, what I'm going to do? I'm going to change degree in terms of radian. So degree in terms of radian means multiply by pi by 180. Very simple. Remove the degree sign. Multiply by pi by 180. So 30 ones are 36 are, or you can cancel 0 0. 3 ones are 3 6 are. So what is left here? Pi by 6 and put here small c. The small c is the symbol of radians. This degree, this is a symbol of degree. Clear? So when you put 0 means this is degree. And when you put c means radian, symbol of radians. So this is the answer. Pi by 6 radians. Okay, have you taken down the first sum? Okay, now listen here children. Now your work is to complete second, third, fourth and fifth subpart from question number 1. Just write down the homework children. Your homework question is from exercise 3.2, question number 1, the second subpart. Okay, very simple. You have to just multiply by pi by 180. So second subpart, third subpart, fourth subpart and fifth subpart. So totally 5 subparts. I have completed the first subpart as a classwork. The remaining 4 subparts will be a homework children. Take down your homework questions from question number 1, the second, the third, the fourth and the fifth will be your homework. Are you clear children? So how are you going to convert a degree into radian? You are going to multiply by pi by 180. That's all. Very simple thing. And here do not write the degree sign. Okay children? Do not write the degree sign. Okay, let's go for the second question. Take down the second question. Find the degree measure. Take down the next question. Find the degree measure corresponding to the following radian measure. So they have given you a radian measure and you are going to change into degree. This is like you have to use a second concept. That is the last point. So what is the question given to you? Question number 2, it's pi by 3 radians. So they have given you pi by 3 radians. Or you can just write down pi by 6 c, or you can write down pi by 6 radians. So it's your choice. You can just use any one of the answer. No problem. So write down the second question, the first subpart. What is the first subpart given to you? It's pi by 3 radians. And what are we going to do here? We are going to convert the radians in terms of degree. What is the question? Change the radians in terms of degree. If I want to change the radian in terms of degree, I have to multiply by 180 upon pi. Very simple. So this is equal to pi upon 3 multiply by, what is the number? 180 upon pi. Very simple. Just see. So what happens here? Pi gets cancelled. 3 ones are, 3 6 are 18 and 0. This is 60 degree. What is the answer? 60 degree. Are you clear children? So we have found the first sum from question number 2. So what we have done? So we have seen 2 things. The first one is changing degree into radian. How are you going to change degree into radian? Multiply by pi by 180. And if you are going to change radian into degree, multiply by 180 by pi. Here you may feel that the sums are easy. Oh, nothing is there. But when in the exam time you people get confused whether it is pi by 180 or 180 by pi. So you have to be clear with the concept. So when it is degree to radian, okay, degree to radian, the 180 comes down. Let me see, the degree part comes down and for radian, the radian part comes down. So you just have your own way of understanding, and you have to remember the formulas properly. So are you clear with the first sub part? How to find the answer in terms of degree? Multiply by 180 upon pi. Clear? Now again your homework. You are all smart people, yes? So what will be the homework, children? The remaining 4 sums. Good. Come on, write down the homework questions. Second question, second sub part, the third sub part, the fourth sub part, and the fifth sub part. Don't feel that ma'am is giving you more homework. Just a 2-line answer. 1, 2. Only 2 2-line answers. Okay. So complete 4 questions from sum number 1 and 4 questions from sum number 2. Very easy sums. Only 2 lines. Okay. Now let's come to the next question. Write down the third question, children. Write down the third question. Write down the third question. What must be the radius of a circular running path around which an athlete must run 5 times in order to describe 1 kilometer? Okay. Let's move with the sum. Another question. What must be the radius of a circular running path around which an athlete must run 5 times in order to describe 1 kilometer? So what is an athlete doing? He is running a circular path is there. Okay, a circular path is there. And what is the athlete doing? He is going to run this round. And how many times he is going to run this circular path? He is going to run around 5 times. How many times he is going to run? 5 times. And if he runs 5 times, how many kilometer he is going to complete? What is the distance he covers? He covers 1 kilometer. Are you getting my point, children? So now what is the question is, they are asking you find the radius of the circular running path. You know, you must have seen the running path, yes, children. You must have seen a park or a, you know, there will be a playground where you have a circular pathway. So what is the athlete doing here? He is just running on the circular path. And how many times he is running the circular path? He is running 5 times. And if he runs 5 times, what is the distance covered there? It's 1 kilometer. So now what are we going to do is, we are not going to write the answer in terms of kilometer. We are going to write the answer in terms of meter. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. So this is what your figure looks like. So we have to draw the figure also, children. So get ready with your pencil. If you have a pro circle, you can use a pro circle for drawing a circle, or you just use your compass. No problem. Let's draw the figure for the sum. Write down sum number 3. Draw the figure. So athlete is going to run along a circular pathway. I have to find out the radius. I don't know what is the radius. And he is going to run how many times? He is going to run 5 times, and he is going to complete 1 kilometer. So just write down his 1 kilometer in 5 rounds. Okay. Draw the figure, children. You have to draw the figure with a pencil and a proper apparatus. Do not use your hands for drawing. You have to use a proper instrument. You have to use a pro circle, or you may use a compass. Okay. Have you done here? Okay. Now here the question is to find out the value for R. And here I am going to use the first formula. First point. Do you remember the first point, children? What is the formula? S is equal to R theta. Yes, I am going to use this formula. So here I have to find R. This is unknown. I know the value for S, and I know the value for theta. You may ask, ma'am, there is nothing given in the question. But you have to read the question carefully, and you have to find out the value for S and theta. Okay, children? So just draw the figure. Get ready with your figure. So write down here, S is equal to R theta. What is the S? S is the arc length. What is the arc length, children? The arc length. Okay, this is full measure. This is a part of the circle, the part like this we call arc. Everything. We have a major arc and we have minor arc. If you just go through your previous classes, we have all studied about the lengths. We have studied about a minor arc, a major arc. Yes. So that concept is followed over here. So we are talking about the arc length. R is the radius and theta is the measure of the angle. And remember that always you have to take this value in terms of radian. You should not write the angle in terms of degree. You cannot write this is into 30 degree, into 40 degree. No, you have to always write the angle in terms of radian measure. So let's do with this sum. That are the formula first. S is equal to R theta. Okay, now what is S here? Let's come to S part here. Now, how much is the athlete running? What is the athlete doing? The athlete is covering the circular pathway. So, he's just moving along the circle pathway. How many times he is going to move? He is going to move 5 times. He is taking 5 rounds. Okay, in 5 rounds, how much distance he is going to cover? 1 kilometer. And I have told you, don't write the answer in terms of kilometer. You have to take the answer in terms of meter. So, I'll be writing the value for arc length as 1000 upon 5. He is covering 1 kilometer in 5 rounds. So you have to write down here 1000 upon 5 and that will be your S. Okay, the arc length. 1000 upon 5. Are you clear, children, how I get 1000 upon 5? 1000 is the distance covered and 5 is the number of rounds he has taken to cover the distance. So this is equal to R. I don't know what is the radius. So I'll just keep this as R. And what is theta? Just listen. If you cover a complete circle, okay, if you just cover a complete circle, what is the angle form, children? You just keep 2 protractors. If I just keep 1 protractor, this is 180 degrees. And if I keep here 1 more protractor, it gives you 180 degree. That means a total angle of 360 degree. Yes, so you have to put here 360 degree. And yes, I have told you, do not keep the angle in terms of degree. You have to keep the angle in terms of radians. So how are you going to change degree in terms of radian? Degree goes down. So pi by 180 multiply by pi by 180. So what do you get here? 1000 upon 5 is equal to R into 360 into pi by 180. I hope you people are clear, children. So we are using the first formula, that is S is equal to arc theta. How are you going to find out S? You are just going to focus on the distance covered by the athlete. What is the distance covered by him? 1 kilometer. You are going to write down in terms of meter. So I get 1000 meter. And how many rounds he does? He is just going for 5 rounds. So write down upon 5. And this is equal to R into. What is theta? Theta is the complete circle because he is just going to cover the complete circle. Do not write 360 into 5. That is not the thing we need. We have to just see what is the angle covered. So he is going to cover an angle of 360. Never keep the angle in terms of degree. We have to convert the degree in terms of radian. So multiply by pi by 180. Okay, let's go for the simplification. So this is 0, 0. 18 ones are, 18 twos are. Very simple calculation, children, first. 0, 0 goes off. 18 ones are, 18 twos are. I can cancel 2 ones are, 2 fives are 10, 0, 0. So 2 and this, I'm just doing the cancellations directly because numerator and numerator can be cancelled. This is allowed only when the numbers are in the form of multiplication, children, okay? So 180 ones are, 180 twos are. 2 ones are, 2 500s are. 5 ones are, 500s are. See, mostly we have simplified many things over here. So what is left here? 100 is left here. 100 is equal to R pi. R into pi. So what is the value for, what is the thing we have got here? 100 is equal to R into pi. Let us simplify further. I know the value for pi. What is the value for pi? 22 upon 7. So 100 is equal to R into 22 upon 7. I want the value for R. Yes, children? So R is equal to 100 into 7 upon 22. Cross multiply. So you get R is equal to 100 into 7 upon 22. 2 11s are 2 5s are. So you get 50 into 7 upon 11. Yes. Simplify further. Just go for the simplification, children. You get R is equal to 50 into 7 upon 11. So what is the answer? 350 upon 11. Yes. So 350 upon 11. 5 sevens are 35 and 1 0 11. So 11 350. 11 threes are 33. 11 ones are 11. 9 0. I'm just adding 1 0, so I have to put a decimal point here. 11 eights are 88. 11 ones are 11. 9 0. So again 8. It goes on, yes. 31.818. So I'll write this is equal to 31.818, approximately 31.82 meter. Because I have changed the answer in terms of meter, okay. So I'll put here 31.82 meter. The third number is 8. The third number is more than 5. 5 or more than 5 means you have to add 1 to the previous number. So just approximate it. This is equal to, here I have approximated 31.82 meter. You get the answer as 31.82 meter approximation. Okay. Okay, so now let's write the final statement over here. What was the final statement? What must be the radius of the circular running path? Write on. Therefore, radius of the circular running path must be, therefore, radius of the circular running path must be 31.82 meter. This is the required answer. I hope you people are clear with the sums. Okay. Now I just want you to give you one more homework sums. You are going to complete sum number 4 as the homework. The same formula, you're just going to use the same formula. S is equal to R theta. That's all. See the question number 4, children. In a circle of diameter 40 centimeter. So I'm just giving you a hint for the next question. That is sum number 4. So sum number 4 is also your homework. Listen. So what is the thing given to you? In a circle of diameter 40 centimeter. That means you have a circle. The diameter is 40. What is the meaning of diameter 40? If your diameter is 40 means the radius will be 20, 20. We don't want the answer in terms of diameter. We want only 3 terms. We are just concerned about S, R and theta. Arc length, theta and radius. I just write down R is 20 here. Done one thing. They're saying that the chord is of length 20. Chord. They have given you a chord of length 20. So I'll put this as 20. So I can just take the radius. We can have a radius this way also. We know how to draw a radius. Yes? So we have a radius. So 20, 20. So just see this. You get an equilateral triangle. All the sides are equal. So what will be the angle, children? Very simple. Yes. So you get the angle is 60. So what you have here? You have got the value for R, you got the value for theta. What is the value for theta? You have here 60, but the answer is in terms of degree. So I have told you that do not keep the value for angle in terms of degree. You have to write the angle in terms of radian. So you know how to multiply. Yes. So just multiply by pi by 180 and get the answer for, yes, you have to find the value for, yes, very simple. S is equal to R theta. R is given, theta is given. Are you clear, children? Very simple. Just draw the figure, apply the formula and get the answer. So what's your homework? Your homework is to complete sum number 1, the remaining subparts, the 2 remaining subparts and sum number 4. Already I have given you a hint how to go for sum number 4. And we will be continuing with the remaining sums in the next class.